Welcome back to my channel, guys. We are back with another makeup tutorial. I've been super into really glowy, dewy skin, and yeah, I just wanted to kind of test out some new techniques that I learned from another YouTuber. Her name is Shelly. Her channel is I Am Shelly. She is so good at when it comes to dewy skin. So I'm gonna be starting off with some skincare. I'm using the La Roche-Posay. I think that's how you say it. But it's a skincare line. I'm going to be applying that onto the skin to bring some extra hydration, just to kind of start getting that glowy type of look going on, making sure that skin is nice and hydrated. I'm then going to go in with some moisturizer. I'm using Laura Mercier's The Perfect Cream Multitasking Moisturizer. I've been really liking this one underneath my makeup. I love this moisturizer because even though it is a cream, it's not heavy. I love the way this makes my skin feel as well. I feel like my skin is just nice and plump and it just looks really, really nice underneath makeup. So I'm going to apply that right after my serum and just really work that into the skin, let it sit there for a little bit before we go in with our foundation. Next up, I'm going in with the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. I'm going to be using this concealer as a color corrector today, just to correct any dark spots that I have and any shadowing that I have around the mouth and the nose. So I definitely wanted to use a concealer that has more of a warmer undertone to cancel out any of that darkness. Because this concealer is super full coverage, you definitely don't want to use too much. I think I used just a tad too much, but I was able to kind of work with it. It helps to build it slowly, so that way you're not going crazy with it and changing your whole entire foundation shade. So you guys already know how obsessed I am with the Huda Beauty Glowish Skin Tint. I've been using this constantly. I think every video I've been using this skin tint. I just love this formula so much. I've been really enjoying lighter coverage foundations, skin tints. I just feel like I'm kind of gravitating more towards lighter coverage versus full coverage foundations. And this one has been definitely been a favorite of mine. I'm also using shade number 9, Extra Tan. So now that we have our foundation on, I'm gonna go ahead and start cream contouring. Of course, since we're doing a dewy, glowy skin routine, I had to pull out the Danessa Myricks Balm Contour Cream, and I'm using shade Deep number 1. I love this cream because it definitely has more of that glowy type of finish. It doesn't dry down completely matte. I feel like it has a little bit more of a shine to it because it is a balm. So I'm gonna start applying that onto the forehead and the cheekbones. You guys already know I'm not super into creating lines and stuff like that for my cream contour. I usually just dip my brush directly into the product and then apply it straight to the skin from there. For concealer, I'm using Fenty's Pro Filter Concealer. I'm using a mixture of 2 different shades. I have 350, which is the one I'm going to use first, and I'm also using 255. So I'm using 350 as my typical highlighting shade. That's kind of the shade that I would normally highlight with. And I'm going to use 255 as my brightening concealer. So it's a little bit brighter and lighter than my previous concealer, but this is just to make sure that I have that extra bit of brightness. And I'm only going to apply a small amount of the lighter shade, so that way I'm not going crazy with my concealer. But yes, just a little bit of that concealer in the inner corner, just to give the under eyes a little bit of extra brightness. Then I'm going to go in with some liquid blush. I'm using one from Rare Beauty. Even though this color is super vibrant, it looks very intimidating, it sheers out a lot. So definitely don't be afraid to go for those brighter, more vibrant colors. These are meant to be really sheer. And I believe this particular shade has that dewier finish. So I thought this would be perfect for this skin routine. So I ended up going in with a second blush, not because I felt like I needed it, but honestly, I just really wanted to try this particular liquid blush out. So this is from Freck Beauty. This is their Cheek Slime, Cheek and Lip Tint in shade Fielding. I recently got this product in PR and was just like really intrigued by the packaging and the formula and everything when I tested it out. So I was like, you know what? I'm just like super curious. Let me just go ahead and like see if I can, you know, blend this in and just see how it looks. And I love the way it actually turned out. Like I felt like it brought some extra warmth into the skin. The shade is more of like a terracotta like type of color. It's more on like the warm side. It's kind of orangey. So it brought some like extra like, you know, warmth into the skin, which I really like. So now I'm going to start setting my concealer. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush powder in number 2. And I'm also going to mix that with my Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation in 255. So I'm just dipping my brush into like both powders, and I'm going to use that little mixture to set the under eyes. I'm only going to use a thin layer of this though, because I'm going to be baking. So I don't want to go in with too much powder, or else it's just going to look super cakey and gross underneath the eyes. So now it's time to bake. I'm using the Beauty Bakery Flour Setting Powder in shade Cassava. And yeah, I'm gonna bake the bridge of the nose like I normally do. And I'm also gonna snatch the sides of the nose, make sure that nose is looking nice and, you know, pinched and everything. So I'm gonna apply that onto the sides of the nose and drag a little bit of that powder also like into the under eyes. I'm not going too far out with that powder because I wanna make sure I keep the cheekbones free and clear of any powders, because I am gonna be using a liquid highlighter. So I'm just making sure to keep that bake just on the center of the face. So I saw that Shelly used a liquid highlighter for her dewy skin look, and I love the effect that it had on her skin. Like it just, oof, it's just so pretty. So I definitely wanted to try my hand at using a liquid highlighter as well. So I'm using the Danessa Myricks Illuminating Veil, and I mixed 2 different colors. I used shades Radiance and Luna, and I'm using a fluffy synthetic brush to apply this onto the cheekbones. I also did a little on the bridge of the nose, the tip and sides of the nose, to start really bringing out like that glowy effect to the skin. I also went ahead and applied some onto the brow bone too, just kind of like any area that the light naturally kind of like hits your face when you're outside. So we've got the forehead as well, the brow bone, and I also placed a little bit on the center of the lid. So I went ahead and did my brows off camera, and this is what we're looking like so far. Yes, the skin is popping, period, poo. But yeah, so now I'm gonna add some concealer to my lid space. I'm just using a little bit just to match my lids with like the concealer that I use to carve underneath my brows, to kind of prep the lid space for the liquid highlighter that I applied right after. Then for just a little bit of extra glow, I'm using Fenty Beauty's Diamond Highlighter in shade How Many Carats. And I'm not gonna go in with like too much of this. I pretty much use this on the very center of the highlight on the cheekbones, and I did a small amount on the brow bone and the forehead, just to bring a little bit of extra glow, a little bit of extra dewiness to the skin. And I really wanted this look to be a skin focus, so I'm not going to be doing anything crazy with the eyes. I'm just going to add a little bit of beige liner to the waterline. Per usual, I'm using the Too Faced Killer Instinct liner in shade Killer Cashmere. This is just a typical, like, you know, beige eyeliner, so any one would work perfectly for this set. I love this one because I believe it is a waterproof formula, so it works really great on the waterline. From there, I'll go in with some mascara. I'm using one from Huda Beauty. I wasn't going to go in with a lash for this look, but I decided otherwise like towards the end. So I did put on a lash like at the end when I was done filming, but the lashes that I used are from Crystal Lashes. They're the style Daredevil. So let's get into these lips. So I'm going to start off lining the lips using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in shade Limitless Brown. I've been loving this pencil to line the lips. It's definitely one of like my favorites right at this moment. So I'm going to line first using that and just make sure to feather in the outer corners. So that way when I go in with my lipstick, everything blends in super easily. Then to fill in my lips, I'm using a lipstick from Artist Couture in shade Boy Toy, and I'm going to top that using a gloss from Artist Couture as well in shade Le Freak. Then for my last step, I'm just going to add my setting spray. This is the Optimus setting spray from Rare Beauty. Just make sure to shake the bottle well before you apply because the product inside like kind of separates. The setting spray is perfect for this look. It's just going to give us that extra bit of like dewiness to the skin. And that pretty much completes the look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's makeup tutorial. Definitely let me know what you think of this routine. Do you guys prefer glowy skin or matte skin? Let me know in the comments. Shout out to I Am Shelly here on YouTube as well for all of the amazing tips because the skin is just, it's giving. So make sure you guys go to her channel and subscribe as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you and hopefully I will see you in the next one.